I often hear people talk about how using loops will just make you sound like everyone else. So here are some methods that I like to use to personalize my loops and give them my own flair. My first method is using RNG, or random number generation, to determine how many beats the loops go before they repeat. This can result in some pretty neat overlaps. Let's start with these heaviosity loops that play for 4 bars. Now, let's apply RNG to the duration of these loops. This is pretty subtle, but it can really help add some flair to your project. My second method is pretty simple, and just involves offsetting the loops so they do not all start at the same time. This can help build a section and add momentum to a piece. My third method involves using multiple versions of a loop. Many libraries will have multiple loops for a single instrument. Let's take this quarter note snare loop from Action Strikes. That's pretty boring, so let's mix that with some of the alternate snare loops that the library has. My fourth method is to combine loops from completely unrelated libraries. Mixing and matching loops from different libraries can result in some pretty fascinating combinations that you might not otherwise think of. Let's take this combination of loops from Heaviosity, Zero G, and Sonokinetic. And here is another combination. My fifth method is adding effects and automating their parameters. Let's take this Heaviosity damage loop. And now, here is the same loop, but with automated effects like phasers, distortion, and delay. Some people say that using loops in music is cheating. I disagree. Sometimes loops can be the only way to meet a tight deadline. And if you're just a hobbyist, then why does it even matter how you make music? As long as you have fun and you're honest about what you do, I don't think there is a wrong way to make music. And this brings me to my sixth method, making my own loops. Here are snippets of some loops I recorded with my Appalachian dulcimer. You can make a track using these loops alone. And this brings me to my final method, using Ben Levin's riff generator technique. This basically involves recording a bunch of loops, doubling their speed, and cutting them up into quarter notes, and muting them such that only one bit of loop plays every quarter note. Here's how that sounds. I'll put a link to Ben Levin's video in the description. That aside, I'm Ethan Taves. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy my other video where I discuss my methods of getting past writer's block.